Hello and welcome everyone, it's me MB and I'm back with another video. New year, new league, new video. I hope you enjoy. So, what is this video all about? Assuming that you don't live under a rock, you may already have heard about the upcoming 3.13 league, which is Echoes of the Atlas. Announcement is out since yesterday, and the league will start pretty much in 7 days from today. And I don't want to cover what is in there and what is good and what is bad and blah blah blah. My idea was I want to discuss 3 predictions that I have for the upcoming league, pretty much in regards to currency, cluster jewels, and the labyrinth. So, without further ado, here are my 3 predictions for the upcoming 3.13 Echoes of the Atlas League. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so let's start with the prediction number 1, which pretty much is, I think that currency orbs like Exalteds, Divine Orbs, Annulment Orbs, and so on and so forth will be pretty cheap in the upcoming league. The reason for this to happen is because we will have Heist back on the menu and we will have Harvest back on the menu. Harvest pretty much just shredded the price for Exalted Orbs because people were able to target farm Exalteds. So the price went pretty bad down the rail. Yes, banning bots beforehand was pretty useful for this case as well, but people actually farmed shit tons of Exalted Orbs directly through the Heist encounters, which we will get back in the upcoming league. I don't know how accessible those Heist encounters actually will be, but I think this will definitely somehow manipulate or affect the price for such Exalted Orbs, and therefore this will pretty much lower the price because they will be more accessible and they will be available for lots of players. So for a lot of players. And further, with the return of Harvest, there will obviously be Harvest crafting, and GGG already confirmed that there will be a Haughty crafting station in your hideout. So you will actually be able to farm the Harvest again and save those super juicy Exalt Slams, target Exalt Slams, for your god tier items, which pretty much makes Exalted Orbs useless because the only use case for Exalted Orbs is meta crafting, slamming affixes to god tier items, or locking prefixes, locking suffixes, or block attack modifiers, and so on and so forth. The bench crafting recipes that actually requires Exalted Orbs will still be useful, of course, but other than that, no one will actually consider slamming Exalted Orbs to a god tier item when Harvest Craft is available. So therefore, I think Exalted Orbs will be cheap, Annulment Orbs will be cheap, and Divine Orbs will be cheap as well. This is pretty much my prediction number 1. A possible side effect of what I mentioned before in my prediction number 1 will or can be that currency that is not farmable in Heist, which is, for example, the Awakener Orb or the Crusader Orb, Redeemer Orb, Hunter Orb, and Warlord Orb, that these orbs actually will be more expensive because of the weak state of the Exalted Orb. We saw a similar effect in Heist, where those orbs were really expensive compared to other leagues because the Exalted Orb was so cheap. Prediction number 2 is about the nerf or adjustment to aura stacking. Aura stacking is pretty damn strong, and I think it's probably a little too strong. Yes, it's true, you actually need a couple of exalteds to get this shit up and running, but once you got it all, you pretty much shred through content. You are almost unkillable, and well, let's just be honest, aura stacking is pretty insane. I think aura stackers actually get adjusted, if not nerfed, and all across the board. If you are a aura stacking necromancer or self-casting, or if you use wand attacks, whatever, aura stacking will get adjusted. And now I can tell you what I think how they will actually do it. I don't think that they will touch the auras itself. I don't think that they will actually touch the mana reservation. I think they will adjust the medium cluster jewels that get stacked a ton to get these mighty effects. Let me show you an example. So what you can see here is my passive tree, and it's a aura stacking necromancer, and I am using 7 medium cluster jewels, which all pretty much look like this. First among equals, replenishing presence, a little bit of stats, blah blah, and 6 passives. Added small passives grant 6% increased effect of non-curse auras from your skills. Yeah, I pretty much only use such medium cluster jewels. And not all aura stackers actually use the same cluster jewels, but this is not the point. What I think GGG will actually do is they will lower the increased effect. So now it's 6% increased effect of non-curse auras from your skills, and I think they will lower this number to 5. Further, they will lower every other notable that actually grants an increased effect by 1. Let me show you this on Craft of Exile really quick. So this is Craft of Exile. You already know this website. I showed it a lot. Other players as well. And you can see here are the effects or the notables from the medium cluster jewel, which is the non-curse aura cluster jewels, of course, obviously. And you can see, for example, first among equals grants 10% increased effect of non-cursed auras and non-curse auras. I think they will lower this number by at least 1%. So it's 9, maybe 8 after. Further, with replenishing presence, for example, they will lower this number to be 7, not 8. And as mentioned before, they will lower the general increased effect from 6 to 5. But if they do so, if they really reduce the effect from 6 to 5, they have to adjust this notable as well, because otherwise the 25% increased effect and the 35% increased effect won't actually have a different outcome. I can show you this really quick. Just open my calculator and then I can show you this in a second. So there we go. If we say it's 5 and not 6% increased effect, we just have 5% plus the 25% increasement, which is 6.25. And if we do the same with 5 and add like 35% increased effect, then it ends up being 6.75, which for GGG is the same value. Everything is just 6, right? If you do it like that, or if they do it like that. So what they have to do is they have to adjust the value from 35 to be 40 after this, so that there actually would be a difference. Because if you add 40% increased effect to this, then the outcome is 7%, which then again will actually make a difference when you stack a ton of those cluster jewels. And the high tier or the high item level medium cluster jewels will actually still be pretty expensive for a good reason then. So this is pretty much my prediction for how GGG might adjust the aura stacking. This is not a huge nerf, but it is actually a nerf, and I think aura stacking is pretty good after this, and hopefully they won't do more to nerf the aura stacking, because this is something that I think is pretty cool. I will probably not be an aura stacker in the upcoming league, but well, you never know, and I enjoyed playing it, and so let's just not nerf it to the ground. So, and now finally my third prediction, which is kind of divided in, let's say, a prediction and a wish. So let's say I just add some bonus to you. With the return of harvest crafting, we will see crazy freaking items all over the place. Harvest brought some really insane items due to the relatively easy to follow craftings. Well, my prediction is pretty much that we won't see all the crafting options that we had back when Harvest was the current league. So we won't have all the options that we had back then. I think maybe the, let's say, better crafting options will be kind of rare, which they were in Harvest as well, but you could pretty much farm them to death. And some of the crafting options might not even be available. I think one of these is probably the crit mod. I don't think that you will be able to add a crit modifier to an item with harvest crafting. I might be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure that you will not have all the crafting options that you had back in Harvest. So this is my prediction number 3. Harvest crafting will not be as powerful as it was back then. And now, what I pretty much wish for, and it's, let's say, half of a prediction. I think we might eventually see something in regards of the labyrinth. And what I mean by this is, I think that there will be a small change maybe to the labyrinth trials for the Uber Lab. All of you know it. It can be pain in the ass to find and farm all the Uber Lab trials in maps, especially when you're playing SSF. What I think might at some point gets added is some, let's say, smart labyrinth trials where you maybe have to choose between 2 options of a labyrinth trial to spawn in a map. Or if the system tracks the labyrinth trials that you have already completed and, let's say, favors the ones that you have not completed by now. Further, and this is what I have what I've seen on the Path of Exile subreddit earlier, and I pretty much love the idea. It would be insanely cool if you would actually get a divine font after you have completed an Uber Lab trial that you have completed already. So once you have completed an Uber Lab trial and you get the same Uber Lab trial in a different map, and you complete this as well, that there will be a divine font as a reward when you have completed it. I pretty much like the idea, and I would love to see something like this in this league or in the next. I know in Path of Exile 2, labyrinths will actually no longer be a thing, I guess. But for now, and as long as we are playing the Path of Exile 1, change the labyrinth, please. But yes, that's pretty much the end of the video. Congratulations if you have made it to this point. I hope you enjoyed the video and could follow some of my weird thoughts. If you enjoyed this content and if you maybe watch some of my other videos as well, please consider to at least like this video, write something in the comments, and if you're pretty crazy, man, just hit this subscribe button. Shit like this just keeps me motivated to update more frequently, and this is what I like. So see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye. I'm out.